Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Yeah, I guess to Robin Williams, Elon Musk, and Leonardo da Vinci. Sorry, I didn't know how to pronounce your name actually. My name is Albert Einstein, as you know, and I have born at Germany, or people call it that and I born at 14 March 1879. And of course, as everyone knows, I am the German-born theoretical physics. Who developed a theory of relativity, one of two pillars of modern physics alongside quantum mechanics and so on. Also, I have been known as a philosophy of science and best known at the general public for my formula for mass energy equivalent formula, which is E mc square. Who have been to the world's most famous equations, I can say to you. I received the Nobel Prize for Physics at 1921. Also for my surface theoretical physics also. And especially I have discovered the photoelectric effect as a pivotal step in the development of quantum theory. So as a son of the salesman selected operator of electromechanical factory, I was born at the German Empire, of course, as you know, but moved to Switzerland at 1985. And for a second, I take my German citizenship at that 1895, I think. And then specializing in physics and mathematics. Also have received a lot of my PhD and my masters also at my Switzerland. And then, I have been employed as the examiner at the Swiss Patent Office after several years, and after I developed my formula, which is E mc square, which is the world most famous equations as we do right now. If you know energy, I have said that energy and mass is the state as the same form of energy, right? And it has been proven that it is the most accurate formula in the world. That's all from me. So,
since I've already calculated the mass of us in this hot air balloon and the pressure, the air pressure of the air balloon, we are crashing down with this load. So we need to only one of us could stay here, and others should jump off of this hot air balloon. So before that, the name Elon Musk. I think I shouldn't be introducing myself a lot because I think almost the whole world about me, especially after what went viral on the internet. As you guys know, internet is you guys in this technology era. So I go straight to the point and tell a little bit of myself. So I'm actually a South African entrepreneur, now based in the States, in the United States of America. So everybody knows of my Tesla and SpaceX. But before I go on and talk about Tesla and SpaceX, let's go back in time, like what Mr. Einstein did. Really back in time. Let's talk about this. So at the age of 10, I self-taught myself. I learned computer programming, coding in that time, in something. And eventually I created a video game at the age of 10 called The Blaster, just to later on to sell it to that time the magazine, which is a paper company, for $500, which is much when I was 12 years old. In fact, the video games you can still play it now. As improvement brings back lots of memories. And then goes on in 1999. After my first company with my brother, the software company, I invested 22 million windfall from that into X.com. Maybe if people don't know that right now, the X.com, it is a company which was a very innovative that promised to revolutionize how we transfer money, how we handle money. Which is still now ongoing. A company people may now know as the PayPal. Very widely known internationally. So why from the X.com it became PayPal as eBay acquired it in 2002, and I took home 165 million. How intelligent I was, and then after that, at the same year, I set up from a transfer money company. I set up a space exploration company technologies, or called SpaceX, which is still ongoing. At the time, people was shocked and was laughing at me because who would have thought to build a space exploration company, especially in 2002? And the people laugh when I told them that the reason I build this company is to enable people to live on other planets. At that time, nobody believed that the Earth is in danger. I already discovered it. I already believe in it. I thought maybe we should build a new population in Mars. So I think I am people of the Earth. I am the people of the. I think of the people. I think of the future. I am doing this for the future, and the world needs people like me. I wanted to do projects that are inspiring, that make people excited about the future. In the technological era, people must be excited of the future and what's coming. Life's gotta be about more than just solving problems. Maybe you guys talk about you solve problems, you make formulas, but life is more than that. People needs to get up every morning and say, yes, I am looking forward to that thing happening, which is the future, which is I am working on better future for the people. And then 2 years later, after I built the Space Exploration X, in 2004, I set up Tesla. It's an electric car company, which is same people was laughing, wasn't sure that I made a good decision of doing an electrical car company at the time. But I see the value of Tesla as a catalyst in that transition, which is I believe that in the future, the whole transportation system, which will be 100% based on electricity, except for rockets. Because I think of the future, I think of the people. Our petroleum are getting, we are losing more and more of our petroleum energy, of our petroleum resources, and I think electrical transportation is the way. So I think we are living in this era. People like me need to live more, need to live and go on to create the future, better future for the people. So how about the others of you? What do you guys think of it?
Hello, welcome, and goodbye to you all. This may be the last time that we met because some of you might need to jump off from this hot balloon. So before that, if you don't know me, I am Leonardo da Vinci. I am an Italian polymath of the High Renaissance who is widely considered one of the most diversely talented individuals ever to have lived. I also an artist and engineer who is best known for my paintings. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I have invented and giving ideas to people about these days technologies. Like I conceptualized the use of concentrated solar power, calculated a rudimentary theory of plate tectonics and the double hull. And these things is great wisely used in this world or maybe in the future. And the next thing, I also made the design of the earliest non-modern parachute, whose feasibility was successfully tested in 2000 by Britain Edwin Nicholas. So nowadays, who doesn't know parachute? Like, even if we in hot air balloon, of course, I mean, all of you knows what the parachute. And I also conceptualized the helicopter making, the first known drawing of any helicopter like machine, like the 4.5 centuries before it became reality. Yeah, and not not just that. I also made design for the glider and landing gear, which is widely used in nowadays technologies in engineering stuff, all of that. Yeah, and that's why I invent in engineering field. But I also did a study in science field. Like I did an unprecedented detailed study of anatomy of humans. You know, like all the body parts that human have. I studied it. I detailed studied it, and not just for human. I also study the anatomy for animals, like for cows, birds, monkeys, and frogs. And as I said before, I am engineer, and I also do in science field. But I am also the greatest painter. You know the famous The Last Supper, Mona Lisa, that one of the most expensive and famous paintings in the world. I made it. I made it, even though it's not finished, but it's still the famous thing. So at the end, like I am the all-rounder person who can do anything, who willing to do anything if I want to do it. That's all from me, Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, thank you, Leonardo. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Elon Musk. So, well, the name's Robin Williams. As you know, I am. Maybe you don't know before because you died before I was born. Sorry. Well, so first thing first, what I want to tell you about is my strength, my contribution. So, my strength. What I contribute to this world is I inspire people by being someone better than now. Because why? I try to teach them morality, kindness, and happiness is all within themselves by acting. And by acting, I mean I not just pretend to be someone else. I'm trying to be someone better than I am, better than them, and trying to show that they can. That's all I can say. But then again, that's not the only thing I do. Actually, for once that I did something good in my life, once in a lifetime, I did. Was it based in a comic relief, 1986? Me, and my two best friends collecting money. Yeah, we collect money for about $50 million, and then we do a fundraising. We do a charity to help homeless people, to help the kid, the cancer kid, the homeless people, the poor man, and the helpless in the other country. Because I know that if someone can't bring happiness or peace in the world, at least that's the least I can do, isn't it? Then what much can I say? There was a time where the dying little girl's wish, and well, the least that I can do is make her wish come true. She was diagnosed with brain cancer, sadly. But then, yeah, I do what I can do best. I play with her. I inspire her. I spend the time with her. spend time with their family and show them what it meant to be an important man, to teach them something, to teach them moral values. Yeah, that's all I can say now. Thank you, I guess. So yeah, what do you say, Albert Einstein?
Okay, where I'm okay. Okay. So after I already know your review, guys, I think I am the most relevant to be live right now. You know what? Because okay, Elon Musk, you said I have here your point like about you want to inspire the young people, so on, right? But okay, how do you want to inspire people if you yourself do the bad thing? Like I have known you. I have entered your podcast back then. I think it's a live YouTube podcast, I think. And then I have heard you have smoked marijuana. I mean, you have smoked marijuana in the live stream. Like, what kind of that attitude if you want to inspire to the young people? I don't understand that. I don't understand your point by you saying you want to inspire young people in the near future. No, blah blah blah. That there is no. I mean, that is the bad thing, and I think you should be think back. You think you inspire people or not? And then you, Robert Williams. Okay, what can I say? Because I am the physician, so of course I am very intellectual people. I am very intellectual in terms of science and technology. And what can I say? You are not even relevant into the technologies right now. What can you do then other than acting? You say you motivate people, advise people. I mean, does that even important? For me in this era, I mean, you need your brain, okay? You need your brain. You need to be smart. You need to be very intellectual person. So I think, yes, you are not very that beneficial in terms of technology. I mean, so I think you also not even relevant to be in this hot air balloon. And you, Da Vinci. Okay. You said you are very capable to do anything. You said you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, but your words doesn't even finish. How can you say that you are capable to do that when you can't even finish that words? I mean, you don't even finish your anatomy research, and then your revolutionary work on anatomy doesn't even finish. So what kind of that capability that you said about? I don't agree. As I think in the scientific work, I think you're not even that relevant also, because yes, you must finish your work, okay? You have to finish it. So I don't think you are that relevant, so you need to go down also lah. How about you, Elon Musk? I think you are also, you need to realize lah, you need to.
So since we are talking about, so now we are talking about other people's weakness, other people's scandals. So Mr. Einstein, I thought you were a person with very high IQ, very intelligent people would give a better speech, would realize who should be giving, or maybe you should be thinking of how we're going to solve our problems in this hot air balloon. But instead you are trying to save yourself. You're trying to talk about other people's weaknesses and trying to make you are the one who survived this hot air balloon. So Mr. Einstein, I'm sorry to say, you're past your time. You past our time. this is not the era for you. And first of all, I am very thankful for all of your discoveries, your research, theories, and formulas. But even your formula, what the math formula was really flawed. As a flaw can even apply to human. I didn't even know how have you become a legendary something. The human, as a physicist, as an entrepreneur, or even a physicist, a person who studies science in this latest era, the human body does not even have that much energy in the first place to apply your formula. So, Mr. Einstein, I think you are not relevant for this era, and you are just maybe another. I don't know how to talk about you. Just an old legendary. It doesn't mean anything to us. I think the world needs a better person instead of you. And I'm sorry, Mr. Da Vinci. I think what I have this time I go with what Mr. Einstein said. Mr. Da Vinci, you can even take control of your own life. Your time management, poor. You can even finish all the things you have done. I don't know why you are an engineer, scientist, or an artist. I don't even know. What are your forte? What are you up to? You can even focus on one thing, one simple thing in your life. You are unable to finish things, and most of your projects you have tendency to push your work to leave and goes to another work just because of your arrogance and because you're being too over ambitious. That's the difference between you and me. I am ambitious, but you are over ambitious. You can't even settle what you have done. You can't even finish what you have done, and you haven't finished what you have done. Give up. It goes on to other things. That's why I don't even know. Are you an artist? Are you an engineer? I don't even know. Mr. Robin Williams. I'm sorry, but you're not. It's funny for you to laugh at my name, but I'm sorry, you're nothing more than just an actor or comedian. Not even an entertainer. I am not even entertained by your movies. As it's outdated maybe for my time here. Isn't you the same man who almost killed yourself because of you depressed over what people think of you? And now you are talking that you inspire person, you are contributing to the people in the world. You can't even take what people say about you. He was talking about donating to charity. I'm sorry, in this world, in this era, everybody now donates. Everybody does good things. You're talking about charity. I am working on the future of the world, better than a simple charity. If talking about helping people, I'm building something to help people. And I also, not to brag, I have very many people that needs help. The Thai people who are stuck in cave and all that. I think the world doesn't need another in this pandemic era, in this the earth going really bad. I don't think the world needs another more actor or comedian. And I think I should be staying here and goes back and landed safely and go work on my company and work for the people for the future. You have not anything to say, both of you? Da Vinci, Robin Williams.
Thank you for Mr. Elon Musk for pointing out our weakness, and also Mr. Albert Einstein. But right now, let me tell you what's your weakness. Or maybe from what I said, you realize that why you need to jump off from this hot air balloon. So as I said before, I have strong points for me to say in this hot air balloon. Not like you guys. Like, especially you, Mr. Elon Musk, you say, I never finish the works the work that I do. And what about you, the great Tesla? Do you remember do you remember when the time you were voted to be demoted from chairman position at Tesla after to take Tesla private? That triggers is pro. That is so unprofessional. How can you say something like that? That when you are a long time people who in business professional work, like wow, like you are so selfish and just tweet or do anything without even consider the consequence that gonna happen. And you, Mr. Albert Einstein, you also said that I never finished my work, like the great scientist and all that stuff. But how about you? IQ 160? How sure are you about that score? When the fact that nobody really care, nobody really can say for sure what's your IQ are. In fact, that when your time, there is no there's no scientific there is no proper method to measure the how the score of IQ, and how can you know yours is 160? And there is no indication that was not ever tested. That you was tested. Indeed, I think it's been still in the beginning stage in the early 19,000s when you was the first to emerge as scientific luminary. And like what you calculate your own IQ 160, or I think you know that intelligent to survive in this world. And Mr. Robin Williams, I think you are easy to give up, right? Because what did you do? You inspire people to be better people by like doing what? Donating, charity? Why? Because all that stuff is much more easier? Or is it because you realize that you can't do anything and bring what you thought happiness to the world? What did you do? You take away your life without the consent of the maker? Or thought that you and who brought you to this life? You are like the most kind of lazy person I ever met. Like, if you continue to be in this hot air balloon, you are the most useless one. And Mr. Robert Williams, how do you think you are the one who need to jump off from this hot air balloon?
You see, well, I kind of touched on what you guys say. Well, actually, trying to do it, you see, aren't you guys see yourself in the mirror? Have you thought what intelligent people do? Sometimes I do wonder. You guys are intelligent people, but yet again, for example, the hot air balloon. Well, basically, it's almost the same concept as yours creation, Leonardo da Vinci, and yet three of you, who's the smartest man, cannot fix it. Well, now we're going to die, or maybe no, it's not going to die. Well, all of us, not all of us, except me, you three people chose to be killed. Yeah, you three people chose for three of us, any of three of us to be killed, just for your sake of your selfishness. Wow, very much for intelligence people with no heart, no wisdom at all. So yeah, thank you for saying that, Leonardo. Well, yeah, it's true. What you said, but have you ever thought? Sometimes you're observing too much in this world. You're observing too much for your creation, for the knowledge that you thirst. that you forgot something that's important. You need to understand it. You need to feel it. Isn't that right, Leonardo? But yet again, yeah, it's kind of sad, that you never tried to feel. I understand. Maybe you don't have any heart. I guess the same to you, Albert Einstein. Yeah, Albert Einstein, the smartest physicist, right? Well, as you said, and then you're trying to condemn me. It's like you don't have any empathy at all. You see? Because why? You're lucky, but not that lucky, because all your creation, all your theory about the formula for the energy and all that, yet again you can't do it, and can't you? You can apply it because you want to experiment it on the human body and body mass. Well, our body is a human. You can't test to the human, right? That means if you do test on a human, well, I guess you are self-righteous, not well-worthy man. Yeah. And next, wow, Elon Musk. I never knew you were such a guy. You see, wow, I think you are the kind of man who will crush kids' dream, aren't you? Aren't you a little bit bad guy? Leonardo have dreams, a lot of dreams. He's curious man, wanted to learn everything in this world. And yet again, here you are, crushing people's dream. And what about you? Did you cry? Aren't you cry when Steve Jobs, I don't recall all the intelligence people that you created the SpaceX, and then Bill Gates, I think it's Bill Gates. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, doesn't like, oh shit, it's Neil Armstrong. Now I remember, it's Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong doesn't appreciate what you've done, and then you cried. You cried, didn't you? What happened when Neil Armstrong said that to you? You cried. Well, what, don't you feel how Leonardo felt in his heart? Yeah, and then you also, the inventors all did the same thing. They have the knowledge, but yet again, they don't remember what is the consequences is. You're the smartest man alive, and yet you still create and sell a flamethrower just for fun. What do you think about that? People's lives will be at stake just for your creation, Well, think about it. You have anything to say, Albert Einstein?
Of course, Robbie. Of course, I have things to say to you. Okay, first, I want to elaborate your points about I have no empathy at all, that I have no love development. For your information, I have married. Okay, I have 2 kids. So what do you mean? I can be smart, and I also can be in love. Okay, I can balance both of them. So I don't think by your words empathy of love is relevant. You have no brain, right? I have brains, and I also have love. So, and also Elon Musk, you said I am not really relevant and dysentery, right? But I think my formula is very relevant for the long term. Okay, we should know how its effects in the world nowadays. Like, how many engineers have been used my formula? How many have been successful using my formula? Okay, not using money, but all of them using brain. Okay, using the intellectual knowledge. And you, Da Vinci, you point out about my IQ test. Okay, right. I have no proper test. Okay, I admit it. I have no proper test about that. But how if my formula is very accurate and get the world's most famous equations? Can you can you relate that? Of course, I am the most I have the highest IQ by not doing tests. Just know because I am doing and develop that formula. Everyone knows that my IQ is of course higher than you. I bet. That's all I can say. So yeah, of course I still defend myself. Yes, I am still the relevant one if I were to stay in this part I believe. So
So everyone getting better right now. Some of us are getting better. Some of us I think they are better than others. And here Mr. Robbie Williams thinks that he's the most sanest here. Instead, says the one who kills himself. First of all, how cute of you, Mr. Einstein, to talk about your 20th century discoveries and all that. I'm sorry, you are living in the 22nd century, I guess, right now. And then you were talking about smoking pot, smoking marijuana in a YouTube podcast. I don't see anything wrong there. You were talking about me being an inspiration to the young people. Yeah, I think I've done the right thing for the young people. Marijuana and young people is very close and quite famous. And I didn't do anything wrong. It was legal, nothing illegal. Didn't go against law. Smoke marijuana in the United States. In the podcast also, there were no legal actions taken on me. Yeah, inspiration to the young people. We're living in the new era, the technological era. I'm getting closer to people. I smoke marijuana, so what? It doesn't affect my work. It doesn't affect my discoveries. Doesn't affect my research, my SpaceX exploration. I still can think wisely. Can still think of the future. Can still give motivations to the young people. And Mr. Robin Williams. You were talking about heart, talking about love, talking about all this BS. All this BS, you're talking about what? I crush people's dream. You say I'm crying, I didn't care about what the Da Vinci feel. So here's the story. There are different to me than Da Vinci. Maybe I was crying, maybe I couldn't accept it, but instead of giving up and goes to other thing, I stay over there. I get up. I still study I goes on. I study my weakness and strength of the SpaceX. And I still goes on. And until now, we have launched almost 60 satellites all over the spaces. We are launching a new rocket and trying to instead of people launching rocket, also Neil Armstrong, who built the government built $billion rockets just for him to fly over there and going back crashing the rockets. We can't use it anymore. Instead, I was building a SpaceX which rocket can even safely land it in the earth without crashing anything. Sustainable. So I think instead of giving up, I am a person who is determined. I ain't no crusher of people's dreams or anything. And you were saying about flamethrower, I was irresponsible and all that. I was talking about money. See, that's the difference between me and you, Mr. Robin Williams. I'm not talking about our IQ or even the intelligence between us. I was talking about you, a depressed person who can even take what people say to you, a sad person. In life, you need a little bit of fun. That's why I built the flamethrower. Even my company name was the Boring Company. Maybe it suits you. Maybe you can try. Maybe you wouldn't be more depressed. And you were saying that a flamethrower, atom bomb, and all that. Yeah, maybe if it falls to the wrong hand, it could be dangerous. Same as the atom bomb. Marie Curie found out about nuclear, all that, and what she was intended to do was to discover an X-ray. But when it forced the people of the Earth, they created an atom bomb. So you were talking, if it's like that, people couldn't do anything. Somebody invented knife, yet invented knife to cut vegetables, fruit. Yet some people use it to murder. We can control people's mind. Same as what I am intending to do. The Earth the Earth's life is endangered. We are facing extinction. That's why I'm thinking of exploring the space, exploring the Mars, creating a new population. Because we have tried many ways to educate the people to take care of the Earth, but see, the people of the Earth still couldn't be. Some of us couldn't be educated. And the flamethrower, I was clearly talking about. It was really safe, and it's not a very dangerous flamethrower. It was for light up barbecues, for people to have fun with it. But still, if it falls in the wrong place, it will be dangerous and all that. Then Mr. Leonardo da Vinci. First of all, yeah, I didn't even know what are you, artist or engineer or scientist or all that. And thank you if you have done a contribution to the calculator or what you say. But you were saying about I was being irresponsible for my tweets and all that. First of all, let me get it straight and clear. I wasn't demoted. I stepped down as from the chairman seat because I take responsibility to what I have done and for the future of my company. I still own 21% of Tesla's share, but I already have pledged more than half my stake as collateral for loans. And yet I'm still the co-founder. So some of you guys were talking that I am nothing more than just a person who only thinks about money. Yeah, maybe I'm the richest person in the world right now, but if you are talking about money, who else in the world would have the guts to build a space exploration technology company? Everybody knows it wouldn't get much profit, and it is uncertainty, so much uncertainty. It is not nobody's have done that before. If I am over chasing money, I would just make a company or any company that gives me money, easy money. But instead, I loaned almost 458 million from the government just to start up my SpaceX company. I loaned for my Tesla. No successful businessman who goes for money will do that. And I think over all that, I think I am the person, the most the most suitable person that should stay alive and should build the world's future for the people, for the young people, and for the future. For the young people to look up every morning and get excited about the future. So I think that's all from me. I think I should stay. I should be alive.
Thank you for pointing out my weakness and I love to hearing the way you defend yourself. But when you guys defend it, I heard that Albert Einstein said, "I have never finished my works." While many of my projects were left unfinished because of me jumping from one field of study to another, that because I want to know and learn everything. At least I have done something like parachute that successfully invented by someone in 2000, and calculator, the thing that you need to calculate your best known E equal MC2, whatever. Well, I know everybody knows that it is the formula for nuclear energy mass and all that stuff, but does everybody needs it? No, right? In fact, world nowadays are peaceful and nobody gonna make a war, and it's obviously that it doesn't give any benefit to people who don't in your field, and that's the fact that it just useless because not everybody can make use of it. And for Elon Musk, you also said that I spend too much observing and spend times instead of doing it. But compared to you, I reached great height in various fields of study. Well, name it. At least I have done something to the technology or science world. But you, the great Tesla, you said that it for the best future technologies, but how about the undeveloped country that they can't even use your technology, your great Tesla, so it is useless for other world than America. And the fact that you just dream of being the most influential people in the world is just influential people for influential for rich people. And Robert Williams inspire people to do good. Well, you are nothing compared to me. Inspire people to be a better person through acting. But what if all just acting that you didn't realize? Just that persuading people to do good and donate. Well, the work does not only work like that without more hard work. And do you even stand? And the fact that do you can even stand in this hot air balloon without the invention that I made? No, right? Like among of all of us or all of these people, you are the most useless one and the one need to be thrown off. And I believe that I have I believe that I have made the greatest things to this world, that I am the one who need to stay in this thing hot air balloon.
Well, it's kind of sad, it's kind of touch to hear from all of you. It's true. Well, basically, I'm sorry if anything that I said touched or somehow triggered you all, but well, I too kind of surprised by myself. Well, suddenly I got revived mysteriously in this world. So the only thing that I can say is, yeah, you both of you, Leonardo and Albert Einstein, aren't you? Well, you guys are old now. How long does it take for you to do a creation, to make a new invention, a creation, discover something new? I don't know about much. Another more 10 years, I guess. So, yeah, right. So now maybe you guys only have 2 more years to live. So what's the point? So all I can say is now is I guess it is time for the young to keep on living, right? Because the young doesn't born and the young dies first. Who will be the one to keep on living up and in making change to the world using your creation? You'll be dead in another 3 years. Right. Then, well, I guess it is a surprise. It is a surprise, right? I guess all I can say is I got revived, and I think it is time. All my life I've been giving happiness and inspire people to do good and to be happy, but I never be happy myself. Well, at least the least I can do now is redeem myself. So at least give me this chance. Well, yeah, I know it's a bit selfish, but well, aren't we all being selfish now? It's not for the good or for the better world, but it is for the redemption, for the future, and inspiration to the human society. Thank you. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna jump.